Donald Trump's campaign is bought and paid for by billionaires and big donors, the same people who he promised at Mar-a-Lago another giant tax cut if he was elected president, because of course he isn't running for me or for you. He is running to avoid prison. He is running for president to help Vladimir Putin, and he's running for president to serve himself and his wealthy friends. That is what this is all about. And one wealthy friend in particular has stuck out during this campaign, and of course that is billionaire Elon Musk, who's not just active online and pushing propaganda on his site, Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, for Donald Trump, not just pushing those lies there, but he is now on the ground in important swing states like Pennsylvania, where I think I can use this word. He is trying to interfere with our election through illegal means, which just blew up in Donald Trump and his face, because it is finally being brought to light the actions that Elon Musk is taking in swing states illegally to influence our election, and that is blowing up in their face, like I said, and we are going to get into all of that. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way in supporting this channel and really means the world to me. Now, like I said, Elon's involvement has obviously been a thorn in the side of democracy, and that is why Tim Walz is calling him out in this great clip right here.
And that's not a joke. But look, I'm not going to waste all the time I'm in. I'm going to talk about his running mate. His running mate, Elon Musk. Seriously. Where is Senator Vance after he got asked the simplest question in the world at the debate? Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? And after 2 weeks, he finally said, no, he didn't. That's where he's been spending his time. But that's it. So, look, Elon's on that stage, jumping around, skipping like a dipshit on these things. You know it. Think about it. Think about that. That guy is literally the richest man in the world, spending millions of dollars to help Donald Trump buy an election. Now look, they're saying the quiet parts out loud now, because Donald Trump has already promised that he would put Elon in charge of government regulations that oversee the businesses that Elon runs. That's a hell of a buy. He could spend billions to make more than 10 billion on the back end. So in other words, Donald Trump, in front of the eyes of the American public, is promising corruption. That's what he's promising you. And you know what? I don't believe he keeps many promises, but he'll keep that one. I'll guarantee you he'll keep that one.
I absolutely love to see Governor Walz taking the gloves off. We have seen a more aggressive and offensive approach from the Kamala Harris campaign in the past few days. I want to see more of it. I love the energy that they are bringing, and it is great for Governor Walz to be calling out the dark money that is involved in this election, which of course we see all the time on behalf of Republicans, but it is usually in ad spends, ad buys across the country. But like I said, Elon taking a bit of a different approach, and we can see what that is in this clip right here.
So I have a surprise for you. Which is that we're going to be awarding $1 million to randomly to people who have signed the petition every day from now until the election.
The man is quite literally trying to buy votes. And his lottery system in swing states like Pennsylvania and Arizona says you have to sign a petition that supports the First and Second Amendment and be registered to vote in those states in order to be eligible to win $1 million. So essentially, what Elon Musk is saying is, register to vote, vote for Donald Trump, you could win $1 million. He's not being subtle there. And it's not just me or you or Democrats who are calling it out who feel this way. Elon Musk is getting into some legal hot water, and he's bringing Donald Trump into it with him. And because of that, he got this letter from the DOJ. Justice Department warns Elon Musk that his $1 million giveaway to registered voters may be illegal. The Justice Department warned Elon Musk's America PAC in recent days that his $1 million sweepstakes to register voters in swing states may violate federal law, people briefed on the matter told CNN. Musk, who has thrown his support behind former President Donald Trump and is spending millions of dollars supporting his candidacy, has publicized the $1 million prize by his Political Action Committee aiming to increase voter registration in hotly contested states. Elon's initial promise to pay prizes to registered voters immediately raised concerns from election law experts and some state officials who questioned whether it ran afoul of the law. Federal law bars paying people to register to vote. The language of the petition currently promises $1 million prizes to people chosen at random for signing a petition in support of the First and Second Amendment freedoms, but to sign the petition, you must be registered to vote in specific states. A letter from the Justice Department's Public Integrity Section, which investigates potential election-related violations, went to Musk's Political Action Committee, according to people briefed on the matter. Considering that there are still so few days left in this election and Elon Musk isn't going to stop, I'd like to see a little bit more action from the DOJ, but Elon and Donald Trump have been warned. They are clearly violating the law. They are trying to buy votes, and of course they are. They don't care. All they want to do is win, no matter the cost and no matter how they break the law. We've seen Donald Trump do this before. This is not a new game to him. And it's not a surprise that we're seeing so many Republicans paid by Musk to spout propaganda. And funny enough, Tucker Carlson actually tried to deny that in this clip right here.
Elon Musk, who single-handedly saved the First Amendment to the Constitution, which, let me remind you, is not just a feature of America, it's the basis of America. It's the First Amendment for a reason. It's what separates the free from the enslaved. Slaves are not allowed to say what they think. Free men have God-given right to do so and will. And this is the only country on earth in which that is guaranteed. And without Elon Musk, it wouldn't be, because he stands alone as the owner of a media platform that is still open. There's only one, and it's X. It's foreign-born Elon Musk. And then for him to come out, and by the way, just for the record, I've taken not $1 from Elon Musk, okay? It's not a paid advertisement, it's just an observation.
Nothing makes you sound like more of a paid hack than to praise someone and then to say, well, they're not paying me to say this. And it wouldn't be surprising, Tucker Carlson, the seemingly Russian agent that he is, that Elon would be sliding him a couple of bucks to say nice things. Wouldn't come as any surprise to me, considering how insecure Elon is, much like Donald Trump, a match made in hell, the both of them, really. But I think we should keep that match made in hell out of our politics. And for a while there, Donald Trump did as well, because he previously was no fan of Elon Musk. We know how he feels about electric cars and green energy in general, but he had different thoughts on Elon Musk in a clip that I love right here.
Leon, I tell you what, Elon is not going to buy Twitter. Where did you hear that before? From me. From a fake account. She says fake. A lot of them. Nah, he's got himself a mess. You know, he said the other day, oh, I've never voted for a Republican. I said, I didn't know that. He told me he voted for me. So he's another bullshit artist, but he's not going to be buying it.
Donald Trump is rarely right, but in that moment, he was certainly spot on about Elon Musk being a bullshit artist, to put it lightly. Certainly what he is. Wasn't right about him not buying Twitter, though. I really wish he hadn't. I think we can all see, if he were still on the platform, how terrible it has become because of Elon. Now imagine if that guy was involved in our government like Donald Trump wants him to be. Imagine if Elon Musk was holding a machete and cutting up the bureaucracy. Imagine if Elon Musk was in charge of Social Security or Medicare. It would be as much of a disaster as Twitter is currently, the hellscape that it has become. And we continue to see Elon get called out by other business leaders for his support of Donald Trump. And one of those business leaders who's been doing a great job out on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris is Mark Cuban, who had this to say right here.
In terms of the targeting that he is talking about for a second term, and what we saw in his first term when he picked out individual businesses, or sometimes individual business leaders, who he wanted to use the government to punish, when he went after Amazon and Jeff Bezos, when he went after saying he wanted to go after Mark Zuckerberg, when he did other things that were targeting businesses because of what were perceived to be his political interests, I would have thought that that would have made him radioactive in the business world, because business people people are too smart to think that they can always be on the right side of those calculations, right? That they won't ever be the one who's in the crosshairs once you've got somebody who uses the government that way to reward and punish his enemies and his friends.
Well, you don't hear a whole lot of CEOs other than Elon Musk, particularly of large companies, coming out and supporting him for that very reason. You know, you don't hear them condemning him because they're worried about his retribution or his vengeance. But literally, there's been nobody that I know other than Elon that has come out in support of him.
In a world of Elon Musk's, be a Mark Cuban. God, I wish there were some better billionaires. Really, it seems like all of them are mostly nuts and are doing everything they can to support Donald Trump for big tax cuts because they don't really seem to care about anything else. And that is incredibly unfortunate. But at least Mark Cuban is speaking the truth. He's been doing such a great job out on the campaign trail, really driving Donald Trump crazy, which is always an added bonus, as I say. You know, it's nice when Donald Trump is called out, but when it gets him upset, when it gets him off his game, like Mark Cuban has clearly done, it's just always a little bit better. And it is important also to point out the business leaders who are supporting Kamala Harris because it is a huge majority. And we have to continue to talk about that every single day. And we're going to on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around at the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.